People should be educated to the maximum of their ability. Why? Because then they have the option of contributing. Why? Because my analogy for an education is knowledge. It doesn't have to be at a university. It is pure and simple knowledge. Now then, if you are receptive to the knowledge, period, never mind if you need it now, right, or it relates to anything now. You just take it, put it in your basket, and when you need it, you will use it. So the way I look at it is that each of us are born into a cylinder, right? And it's totally black. It's all windows, but it's all black. So the more you learn, guess what? You cleaned off a little bit more of your window. And if you do that, you can see further than you can if you're in there with the window all black, right? So the more you get to know, the more windows you clean, the further you can see. And that will in turn enrich your life. So it doesn't matter to what extent, just to your extent. The same with a person. My whole premise for helping with disability is that you have something. So even although you may have quadriplegia, and by the way, you are not a quadriplegic, you're a person who has quadriplegia. Any more than if you broke your arm and I said, oh, she's a broken arm. No, you're not. So you're not a quadriplegia either. You have quadriplegia. So a person with quadriplegia who has minimal movement, or people who are totally and maybe just have an eyelid that moves that they can communicate with, then we need to be using that to have that independence, maintain their independence to the extent that they can. That's, you take it to there. How do you do that? Well, guess what? You need knowledge, you need research, you need technology, you need all those things that you said. So if you start there, then anybody else with more can only benefit. But you always start with the weakest link. That's basically it.